Hello everyone, I'm Dustin Benzel, and welcome to my live highlights of the gym battle. So of course, if you saw everything, my predictions for this gym battle is everyone's going to get a win. So let's see what happens. So it looks like we're starting off as a recap from the battle. So I'm really hyped for this episode and as well as the preview. So let's jump right into this particular episode, shall we? Just a recap of the last gym battle that didn't do so well. And there's Greninja, it lost. And then, of course, the Winding Wood episode. And that nice scene at the end of the Winding Wood episode. Back into the gym battle. Oh, yep, there they are. Ready to start over again. Gambate. Do your... Oh, nice. Oh, is this the gym battle? Or the opening? Yep, there we go. Back into the gym battle. Yes, alright. Oh, then we see Wulfric again. He's ready. Oh, there's Bergmite. Oh, we're getting the versus battle screen. Nice. 3 versus 3. Nice. Still disappointed that Bergmite is not accurately depicted. It's supposed to be 3 times as big as Pikachu, not the same size. Oh, well, I guess Bergmite's 1.5 times bigger than Pikachu. Ooh. Oh no. Uh-oh. Yep, the ice froze Pikachu and its quick attack isn't as fast. Poor Pikachu. What is this? Is this hail? No? What? Wait, what? What move is that? Oh no, Pikachu, not doing so well. There we go. If it does that move again, it should use Iron Tail. There we go. There we go. Pikachu's back to normal. Oh yeah, Pikachu's running around. Is that Rapid Spin? I would have used Iron Tail instead. Okay, there we go. Now it's using Iron Tail. There we go. Bergamite lost. Yep. Yep, Ash is back to normal in battling. Yep, sending out Avalugg immediately. Yep, there we go. Oh, Avalanche. Ooh, I don't think... Ooh, Electro Ball would be very effective right now. Oh, Gyro Ball? Oh, no. Ooh, nice. Oh, nice. Oh, no, not Stone Edge. Oh, there goes Pikachu. I don't think that's gonna work, Ash. Nope. Is that it for Pikachu? Yep. Should have used Electro Ball. Electro Ball would have been very good against Avalugg, if I'm not mistaken. At least Pikachu did its best with Bergmite. There we go, Talonflame. Let's do this. Please beat Avalugg. Well, Talonflame. Oh, it got hit. Is that air? Oh, Steel Wing. Okay. Oh, nice. I'm using Avalanche. There we go. Oh. Avalugg is gone already? That's a little disappointing. I was hoping a little bit more strategy from Ash. But hey, Talonflame beat Avalugg. That's pretty cool. I guess the real battle will begin with Abomasnow. Abomasnow's going to be having a hard time against... Ooh. Oh, there we go. Why don't you use Nitro Charge? Or Flame Charge? Bam! Ooh. Thank you. But that's not going to work. Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, figures. Wow. It's up to Greninja now. And Abomasnow didn't take any damage from that battle. There you go. Aerial Ace. Oh, yeah, that's... Oh, nice. Energy ball. Oh, nice. Oh, no. That's gonna be... Wood Hammer. Oh, no. What? What happened? Oh, here we go. It's time to... There you go. Oh, nice. Oh. Oh, it's Ash-Greninja. Frogadier and regular Greninja and Ash-Greninja. That's so cool. Okay. Nice. Ooh, Aerial Ace. Ooh. Uh-oh. Ooh. Coat looks a little fancier now. Oh, that would have knocked out Abomasnow otherwise, but... Uh-oh. Oh, nice. Nice. Come on, Wulfric. Use Mega Bump. Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, here we go. Good luck, Ash. Ice Punch. Oh. Nice. Wow. Mega Abomasnow is huge as well. It's bigger than Avalugg. There we go. There you go. That's super effective. Oh, Greninja got hit. Oh no. Cut. Yeah, there we go. Bam. Oh, nice. Ooh. Oh, it used the cut as ice blades. Or, so it can skate around. There we go. And then Aerial Ace. There we go. Ash used his leg. That's awesome. There we go. Oh. Nice. Oh. Oh. Yes. Greninja won. That's awesome. Nice touching scene. Yep. Oh, that's so cool. All of his Pokemon are out. Serena. Oh, fist bump. Yes, there we go. Serena and Ash fist bump. So, Clement and Bonnie. Nice. Everyone. Yes, there we go. Everyone in the inning. Nice. He has all 8 badges. Kalos League. Nice. Oh, is Ash with this Pokemon? Yep. Yep. Nice. It was a fairly good episode. I wouldn't say it was the best gym outside of Ash-Greninja versus Abomasnow, but I'll talk about it in my review. Now this was a pretty good gym battle rematch. I'd say second best battle of the Kalos League, or the Kalos region, after Olympia. Pokemon! 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 Hello everyone, I'm Dustin Benzel, and welcome to another Pokemon X, Y, and Z anime discussion. In this particular episode, we're going to talk about the gym battle rematch and everything else that we can talk about in this particular episode. So basically, you've seen my live highlights, but here's a rundown of everything and all my opinions in regards to everything. So
So the episode begins, of course, with Ash entering the gym, and then, of course, he runs into battle Wulfric and everything, and then, of course, we get to the matches. So, of course, we get Pikachu and Bergmite. In my opinion, is we get an anime debut, technically not counting Porygon because that episode was banned, but we have a pretty much anime debut of the move Sharpen. I didn't know what that move was, and it was amazing to see Sharpen. Sharpen was that like diamond crystal that Bergmite surrounded itself. So then, of course, that's why I had no idea what it was, because I've never seen Sharpen before, ever, because I haven't really seen Porygon using it, and Porygon did it in such a weird way, so it makes sense that I wouldn't recognize it. So anyway, nice strategy and tactics all around, especially with Bergmite using Sharpen to make it enclosed in ice so it could use Rapid Spin, and then they're slowing down Pikachu with Icy Wind, and then Pikachu running, building up heat to melt the snow on its legs so it can actually run faster, and then use Iron Tail. So we get some really nice and stuff of that nature. And while this was the second best battle in terms of strategy and tactics, this was probably my least favorite because it's just Pikachu beating our Bergmite. Not that I have any problem with that because Pikachu hasn't gotten a lot in a long time, but hey, it is what it is. So anyway, let's move on to Pikachu versus Avalugg. Bye, Pikachu. Now, it is a shame that Pikachu didn't use Electro Ball, and I felt it would have made a lot of sense to use Electro Ball against Avalugg, because Avalugg is just basically a table. It can't really move outside of Gyro Ball. So Pikachu using Electro Ball, I think, would have been very useful against it. So I don't remember it using Electro Ball against Avalugg. I remember it using it Bergmite, but I don't think it used against it on Avalugg. Also, we get a really nice scene that I didn't put in my notes, but Avalugg used Gyro Ball. Pikachu quickly used Iron Tail against the wall to create like some sort of divot so that Avalugg would just spin in place. And that was really nice, although that was countered by the Stone Edge that basically knocked out Pikachu, but it was still pretty nice in of itself. So then, of course, we move on to Talonflame versus Avalugg. Now, don't get me wrong here. I love that Talonflame got a win, and because of the way that the battle happened by itself, ignoring any other battle, is why this was my second favorite battle of this gym. It was like the middle battle in regards to the gym or whatever. However, it wasn't all that interesting because of the first battle of Ash and Wulfric. To be clear, I'm not saying Avalugg had to activate Ice Body and then Ash counter a way to counter Ice Body or anything of that nature. That's not what I'm saying. That's perfectly fine and okay. What I had a problem with is that Talonflame didn't use its moves to counter Avalugg's moves. There was no counter to Gyro Ball. There was no counter to Avalanche. There was no counter to Stone Edge. So it was slightly disappointing to see that, because I felt like that would have made the battle more interesting and more satisfying, because Talonflame would have earned the win it had. Again, not saying that its win wasn't deserved, because we got a really nice Steel Wing across the back of Avalugg, which I'm sure did really a lot of damage. There's Pikachu using Thunderbolt, and since Avalugg has very low special defense, I'm sure that dealt quite a bit of damage to it. In fact, I think Bergmite almost got knocked out because of Thunderbolt, if I'm not mistaken. It just managed to survive and carry on and just lost to an Iron Tail. So I feel like Talonflame could have beaten Avalugg. That would have made sense. I just would have preferred, just a little bit more effort in regards to the strategy and tactics. But I guess that was because of all the other, the last battle of the match, which probably is why it all happened the way it did. And also, I would have liked to see Talonflame use another move, because ever since it evolved, it's only used 3 attacks. We've had Brave Bird, we've had Flame Charge, and Steel Wing. It basically got rid of anything. So having Talonflame use a fourth attack or even a third attack in this battle would have been better outside of just using Steel Wing and Flame Charge. I realize that's super effective against Avalugg, and maybe that was the point, but maybe Talonflame should have had a super effective ranged attack, maybe like Heat Wave or Flamethrower or Fire Blast. That definitely would have made the battle a little bit more better because that would have been a special attack, those three moves anyway. So I could have seen those doing a lot of damage to Avalugg, and then it could have just finished off with Flame Charge. But for what we got, it was fine. It's just that it's hard to look at this from its own perspective when you consider the first battle. If this was the first battle that Ash battled Avalugg, I would have been perfectly fine with what we got. But unfortunately, Avalugg was a beast in the previous gym battle, so it's kind of like, oh, okay, I guess. So it's not that Talonflame couldn't beat Avalugg, I just would have preferred a little bit better effort in regards to that. So, of course, let's move on to that. Move on to the next one. Talonflame versus Abomasnow. Now, I think some people might find it jarring that Talonflame lost the way it did, primarily because Abomasnow specifically only used Wood Hammer, and I believe Ice Shard, I believe was that other move that it used. But if you remember in the Avalugg battle, Talonflame did take a hit from Stone Edge, and I'm sure that dealt some damage because that's like a 4-time super effective hit right there. So I have no problem with it. And one thing that I like about it is that Talonflame did not do any damage to Abomasnow, because that would have been nice for the Greninja fight, because it would be, because one thing that I'm a little iffy on is if a Pokemon, regardless of what it is, takes damage before the final Pokemon of Ashes, I feel like the final Pokemon of Ashes doesn't quite fully deserve the win because it already took damage previously, and in this case we completely ignored that because Abomasnow didn't take any damage from Talonflame. Speaking of which, I am a little disappointed with the Energy Ball, Ice Shard, Wood Hammer, and Ice Punch moveset that it had, but I'm assuming Energy Ball and Wood Hammer was specifically for Greninja. So, of course, Talonflame did lose to a Wood Hammer, which was really nice because it lost the Flame Charge when it was hit with Ice Shard and was flying towards Abomasnow, and Abomasnow just used Wood Hammer and smashed Talonflame on the ground, knocking it out. So even if it is very resistant to grass-type attacks, I'm sure slamming hard onto the floor from Wood Hammer probably dealt more damage than Wood Hammer, so its loss was at least justified. So, of course, let's get into Greninja versus Abomasnow, Ash-Greninja versus Mega Abomasnow. Some people, of course, might be initially or really upset that Greninja struggled so much against Abomasnow, or even Abomasnow lasting as long as it had. But the way that I look at it is Hawlucha, logically, based on what I've done research a little bit, should be stronger than Greninja in regards to brute strength. Now, to be fair, Greninja does have a slightly higher attack stat. Greninja, I think, has like a 95 attack stat, and Hawlucha has a 92, so it's a 3-point difference, and when you get that to the max, there's a 6-point difference in here. But here's the thing. Even though Greninja does have a higher attack stat, in order to complement that, it would have to use something like Night Slash and water attacks, or dark and water type attacks to fully maximize the physical damage that Greninja can put. Now we compare that to Hawlucha, where Hawlucha has Flying Press as well as High Jump Kick, and those two are stronger than Greninja's Aerial Ace. On top of that, Hawlucha gains Stab from that, so same type attack bonus, so that does even more damage. So in regards to Abomasnow, and I don't know if there's any other Pokemon like Abomasnow unless there's a type that's weak against fighting as well as flying, and primarily fighting for 2 times and stuff. So it makes sense that Hawlucha could deal more brute strength against Abomasnow, against Greninja, especially those super effective hits. And let's not forget, Flying Press did 4 times as much damage, and Abomasnow suffered it twice. So that's like 8 times of the damage. Aerial Ace only does 2 times damage towards Abomasnow because it's only a grass, because of only its ice typing, or its grass typing. I was right, I forgot what move I was talking about. So throughout the battle, if it would take 4 aerial aces to probably even come close to the amount of damage that Hawlucha did with just 2 flying presses. On top of that, flying press is slightly stronger than aerial ace. On top of that, the base power anyway. So yeah, it made perfect sense why Hawlucha did so well against Abomasnow in the first batch, and why Greninja struggled and Abomasnow kind of was able to absorb all of that damage, because outside of Aerial Ace, Abomasnow just took neutral damage with all those other attacks, and I believe it's either Cut or Aerial Ace, which is Greninja's strongest attack. Well, I mean, Water Shuriken could be its strongest attack, but of course, because of Abomasnow's grass typing, it would deal half damage, so it's not really up there. So yeah, so it makes perfect sense why Abomasnow did so well, and why, of course, Greninja struggled the way that it did. Now, if you've been paying attention to my review so far, you'll have come to the conclusion that this is my favorite battle of this particular gym battle. But that's not all. This has to be my favorite complete battle of the entire 6th generation anime. Hands down. Now, of course, you'll be like, Dustin, what about Diantha? Wasn't that epic? Yes, that was more epic because of who Diantha was in comparison to Wulfric, but that battle never finished. And of course, in order for that to be the best ultimate battle ever, Ash-Greninja would have had to have been beaten Mega Gardevoir. But of course, Ash passed out and the battle wasn't complete. So while overall I did like Ash-Greninja versus Mega Gardevoir a lot more, that battle, because it had a lot of tension and there were a lot of amazing moments that you didn't think Ash would be able to do. This one was complete. Add a victor, and Ash-Greninja was the victor. So this definitely is my favorite battle of the entire generation anime so far. So what can I say outside of Abomasnow struggling, and what can I say about the battle in of itself? I think in of itself it was amazing. And this is kind of weird because at no point did it look like either Wulfric or Ash had an advantage. One of the issues with Pokemon, of course, is the underdog status that Ash possesses, where it's unknown if Ash is going to win or whatever, and he's always in a bad position. You know, all the villains and opponents are typically a lot stronger than Ash, so of course he has that underdog of managing to overcome that. But in this battle, which is really nice, is that it was kind of even. Granted, we could have all guessed that Ash was going to win because of all the spoiler information that we've gotten so far in regards to everything. It would have made sense for Ash to win. But I kept thinking, I kept thinking within the battle that maybe Wulfric would have won, and then he would have given Ash the badge anyway, because I feel like in that instance he would have been like, wow, that was an amazing battle, it went to the end, I'm going to give you the badge, because I don't usually take out my Mega Abomasnow. That's something that I don't do for gym challengers, and the fact that you battled so well against it means you definitely deserve to go to the league, because this was just one of those things where I wasn't expecting you to win because of it. Here's your badge. But they didn't do that. Thankfully, unfortunately, that didn't happen, and Ash got his badge. So it's battles like this that I like to see. Not the fake tension that you obviously know exists just to make it look like Ash is struggling or whatever, but real tension is what we need. And this brought in real tension. When I was watching, I really didn't know who was going to win. I mean, I would have obviously guessed Ash, but if I didn't know any spoilers, if I didn't know any episode titles, it's almost seemed like Ash could have lost the battle. But of course, all the spoilers were revealed, all the titles were revealed, and therefore it was pretty obvious that Ash was going to win. Oh, and by the way, Mega Abomasnow is huge. That thing was like as big as a giant iceberg or whatever. That thing was like probably almost 2 times or 1.5 times bigger than Avalugg. And Avalugg was huge. Imagine Mega Abomasnow. So that was really nice. Also, I really enjoyed the synchro evolution sequence with the, like, I think it was the DNA strands or whatever you want to call it. Those spiraling strands that were going around with Ash and Greninja, and they like synced up and evolved that way. I thought that was pretty epic or whatever. So, and then of course the final aerial ace that Greninja used on Mega Abomasnow was absolute amazing. It went totally in, and it was like doing so much damage that it made perfect sense why Mega Abomasnow would have lost that. So other scenes that I like that aren't relating to the gym battle, I like Ash fish bumping. Yeah, Ash took out a fish and bumped it against Serena. That happened. Ash and Serena fist bumped, and I thought it was really cool. And then of course Clement and Bonnie joined in, and I like this because it was pretty cool. And it seemed like it was just about Serena and Ash, and then and then Clement's going in there, and Bonnie, and even though this wasn't said, at least I'm pretty sure, and it was like Clement and Bonnie are like, don't forget we exist too. That didn't happen in the episode, but it kind of looked like that because it seemed like in the moment it was just Ash and Serena, and then Clement and Bonnie it seemed like it would have been an awkward situation if they didn't bump in, and so it was definitely really nice seeing something like that. It was a nice touch of the dynamic of the four. It really showed off how well Ash, Clement, Bonnie, and Serena really work as a team. I have to say, so far this has definitely been my favorite group dynamic of all the series. And yes, I'm ignoring what I said about Bonnie in that one episode we don't speak of. You know what episode I'm talking about. So anyway, I also enjoyed the fact that all of Ash's Pokemon got in the end pose when Ash got his badge and held it up, and everyone's like, yeah, Ash, woo! Maybe that's what happened. No, all the Pokemon showed up in the back. Hopefully I can show you that image, or maybe you've already seen it in my live highlights, since I typically put the pictures there instead of during this particular moment now. So this was, and then of course there was that final scene where Ash was talking to his Pokemon outside at night, just discussing everything, hey, we're going to get into the league or whatever, and everyone's all like, hip hip hooray, and that was a very nice ending scene that we got. It was really nice to see that typical ending animation style or drawn style that we get at the end of the episode of all of his Pokemon. So this ultimately was a very good episode, and the gym battle definitely ranks at number 2. While the battle with Ash-Greninja versus Mega Abomasnow was clearly better than anything in regards to Olympia, with Olympia, I think the battle relied heavily on strategies and tactics, and because of that duo of Talonflame and Frogadier, I feel like it stood out more in regards to a battle overall, because it was just a double battle, but it lasted so long, and it was really nice to see, trying to figure out how to beat Future Sight. We had Pikachu using its tail as a metronome, I felt like that battle was a little bit more satisfying for what it was. And, sure, I am upset that Frog Eater didn't evolve in that episode, which would have been very cool. But hey, at least we got to saw a sneak peek of Ash-Greninja during that moment. I felt like it was just really strategic and tactics based here. While in the Wulfric battle, the reason why it wasn't quite up there was primarily because of the Talonflame and Avalug moments. It didn't quite. It was just more about brute strength and fighting spirit. And while nothing wrong with that, I felt like it kind of took a little away from the gym battle overall, which is why I didn't quite enjoy it, because it wasn't quite as satisfying. So that's why, of course, Olympia is still number one. But if it was just for the battle itself, if the battle was Ash-Greninja versus Abomasnow from the beginning, take away everything, and we got a whole entire episode of a 1v1, then I definitely think this would have ranked higher. Or if the battle with Talonflame and Avalug was just more satisfying, this definitely would have been number one. But kind of had to take a couple of points away in regards to the Talonflame and Avalug battle. I mean, the upside is Talonflame got a win against Avalug. That was really cool, but I don't know if I quite feel like it was deserved as much as it was. So, yeah. So, anyway, it was still a good gym battle. It was still a very good episode. It was definitely really good. At least if you're going to watch it, at least watch it just because of Ash-Greninja versus Abomasnow, Mega Abomasnow, because that entire 1 versus 1 battle was amazing. So, let's, of course, move on from that. So, of course, then we're going to talk about the next episode and the preview. Now, at this particular moment, I would have shown you my reaction of the battle, but unfortunately, I think my reaction was a little lacking because the preview was all over the place, and I wasn't exactly satisfied with the reaction that I did. So I'm just going to talk about it. So in the preview, what we got here is, I'm just going to show you these scenes. Of course, there are more scenes because it was pretty much all over the place. Not that that's a bad thing. I will talk about that. But anyway, first we got Dedenne accidentally smacking into Carbink. Well, and unfortunately, that's what we saw from before. We thought Dedenne was going to battle Carbink, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, which is unfortunate. And of course, we got Carbink tripping Florges, which was pretty hilarious, because I think all those Chesto berries, I think they're Chesto berries, that fell on Florges' face, which was pretty funny. Of course, then we got these multiple Carbink in the episode, and I didn't like that very much. And of course, we saw Quagsire being whipped by Florges. That's whatever it is. And then we see hundreds and thousands. I'm exaggerating here, but I'm still not okay with all those Carbink being in this episode. And then, of course, finally we get Goodra and everything else in regards to that. So there are other scenes in regards to the preview, but those are the main scenes that I will show you because they're pretty amazing. So now I personally think that this is how a preview should be done, because there were a lot of random scenes in this particular preview. I mean, I told you about 6 scenes that happened in the beginning of the preview. There are like even 4 more scenes after that, or 5, and I feel like that's how you do a preview. You don't do long scenes and only do a couple of them. You do as many scenes as you possibly can shove into 30 seconds to hype up the episode. But unfortunately, in this instance, I'm not as hyped as I would like to be. And personally, I think it's because I think this episode, outside of Dedenne probably not fighting Carbink, I think the issue that I have with this episode is that there's all of the Carbink in the world in this particular episode. Again, exaggerating. There's probably 10 maybe. I don't know how many Carbink is. and I don't really like that. I don't like an army of Carbink being in this episode because I feel like it's too carbon copy paste of the first Wetlands arc, the thing that released Gudra, and I don't need flashbacks of Gudra being released in this manner, which is why I'm a little disappointed that it is all of these Pokemon against all of these Carbink battling, because I felt like it would have been better if it was just one Carbink. Granted, I'm not sure if this is going to be filler. I feel like it is semi-filler just for the sake of having a plot like this. But I felt like it would have been better if Gudra had another episode rather than having all of these Carbink everywhere. I feel like it would have been really cool to have this super strong, angry Carbink just rampaging all over the place, and no one can stop it until Ash and company get there and they work together and they blast everything. I don't know if all of Ash's Pokemon are going to be in this particular episode. The VA list wasn't exactly clear on that. But, of course, we'll see at least Greninja, and I think we're going to see Talonflame as well. So, and because Hawlucha and Noivern are voiced by other people, it's hard to say if they're actually going to show up, but I would expect them to show up just because it would make sense for them to show up. So I mean, if Gudra at least shows a brand new move, I'll be pretty happy. But there's also other things to look forward to in this episode. While I'm not entirely sold on the Carbink plot, and I feel like it's a little unnecessary for a Return of Gudra episode, there is one thing to look forward to. Apparently, the voice actors list came out, and of course, we're going to see Corinna, we're going to see Alon, and we're going to have a battle which actually does imply that Alon is going through and battling all these gym leaders. Now, some people are like, well, how is Alon gathering all these badges in 2 episodes? Remember, it's been a while since Ash and Alon battled each other. There was that episode that we shall not speak of. We have the Diantha episode. We have the Sawyer episode. We have the Wulfric arc, or the Ash-Greninja arc, or however you want to look at it. And of course, the Ash-Greninja arc alone, not counting the Sawyer episode, was 4 days. With Sawyer, that was a whole day. The Winding Woods itself was a whole day. The 3rd day was Ash rematching Wulfric. That was an entire day. And on the 4th day is when they leave Snowbell, because it was nighttime when the episode ended. So we have at least confirmed 4 days in 3 episodes. So if we kind of look at it kind of like that, and of course we're going from Snowbell to the Wetlands, I'm sure that gives Alon plenty of time. Remember, he has Mega Charizard X. He battled all of those Mega Evolution trainers, so it would make sense for Alon to go to Viola and use Mega Charizard X against poor Vivian. Vivian's not going to stand a chance. So unless of course Viola is packing a Mega Genesect, 7th generation confirmed, no, I don't think Viola is going to do very much. The unfortunate thing is Genesect is 4 times weak against fire, so yeah. So maybe I'll actually enjoy it. Maybe I'm just a little upset about the plot with the Carbink, with everything else doing that. It is really cool that I am seeing my favorite fairy type Pokemon again, which of course is Blue Florges. I can't wait to see how it interacts in this, and just seeing Blue Florges in this episode and being beautiful and glorious, it's making me think, why can't Ash get that? Granted, I really wish Florges had better abilities. I have no idea why they gave Florges a non-single battle abilities. Hopefully they can rectify that in 7th generation and give it a alternate ability that has nothing to do with grass Pokemon or partner Pokemon. Hopefully something that it itself can use. Like Sap Sipper maybe. Sap Sipper would definitely be an interesting move for Florges, or something of that nature. So that's of course that. So of course before I end this particular video, there's one more thing that we need to discuss, and here is my reaction of the league preview that we got on Pokemon TV Tokyo. I'm sure it's been uploaded on YouTube, and that's probably where I'll get the video for images. But this preview was shown, or well, I'm not going to show you the preview. Here's my reaction of the preview of the league preview.
Hello everyone, Dustin and Benzel here real quick. As I'm trying to wait until I can actually watch the gym battle and the rematch of the gym battle and see everything like that, apparently there's a new trailer on the TV Tokyo website that I'm going to go check out and look and react to and see what it's about. Oh, I see Ash-Greninja in the corner. Oh, that's so cool. Apparently it's about league battles and stuff, so I'm hoping we see some really cool things in this trailer here. Ooh, the league opening is cool. Okay, so we see Ash and Ash-Greninja. Oh, there's Tierno with Blastoise. Alon smiling kind of creepily. Sawyer closing his little notepad. And Ash-Greninja versus Mega Sceptile. Ooh, there's Aegislash, that's Sawyer. Against Pikachu. Clawitzer. Alon Charizard versus Mega Charizard Y. Greninja. And Pikachu. That's it. I guess. I mean, I was expecting a little bit more than that, but oh well. It's fine. Alright, so that's it. So, continue on with whatever.
Yeah, it's not as exciting as I would have liked, because going back to the Gudra preview with all of those scenes, we just got a whole bunch of long scenes, kind of, and there wasn't a lot to go on. Sure, we did kind of see a lot. We saw Alon kind of having a creepy smile. Apparently, Alon is possessed. We need to take care of that. We saw Sawyer with his notebook. We saw Pikachu battling against Aegislash and Clawitzer. Not entirely happy about that, but it's whatever. We also saw Greninja versus Sceptile, Mega Sceptile, Ash-Greninja versus Mega Sceptile, and of course we saw scenes of Mega Charizard X versus Mega Charizard Y. So there wasn't really much to talk about in regards to the content, because there wasn't a lot to say or whatever. But it does look like the Sawyer battle might at least be a 4-on-4 or even a full battle, because not only do we kind of see, I don't know if I'll be able to get a screen cap of this, and even if I do, it's going to be very blurry, but there is a scene when Pikachu is battling Aegislash or Clawitzer. I think it's Aegislash, and what we see is Ash, three Pokeballs, and Pikachu. So it seems like it's going to at least be a 4-on-4 battle, but that's not all. There's also the fact that Pikachu is battling Aegislash and Clawitzer in a grass field arena sort of thing, and on top of that, Ash-Greninja versus Mega Sceptile is in a rocky mountain area type arena that it's going on. So 4-on-4 or a full battle, and I'm really hoping it is a full battle, because that would be really nice. So not much more I can discuss. Anything else will probably have to wait until a future video and everything, so hopefully that I get everything all taken care of and all of that sorts. So I think that pretty much covers this particular video for the most part. So just to remind you, I am going to be house sitting for my grandfather for basically the next week. So hopefully I can get this video out before I go house sit, and you'll at least be able to enjoy this. Any other video is going to have to wait until after next Thursday or Friday or Saturday, or whenever I decide to do videos around that particular time. So Of course, expect my next video to most likely be the Gudra review, and then I will do my thoughts and discussions on everything that was revealed on June 2nd in regards to Pokemon Sun and Moon. So those are the videos that you can expect from me. Even though it's not guaranteed, maybe look forward to possible Korokoro discussion. I at least think we're going to get at least a couple of brand new Pokemon, because it would kind of be disappointing if all they revealed was everything that they already revealed. So anyway, I think that's pretty much it. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'm Dustin Benzel, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.